Well, after these astral meditations, I had visited all my friends in space or dropped down to their abodes on the planet and hung out with them there. And I thought, well, maybe it's just time to read the book on Milarepa. Get a little more classical Buddhism instruction from Tukche. And I just feel fine, cleared the decks on the mental plane, no more knots of any kind. Well, I do my evening meditation, and what? I'm no longer in my familiar space out about where the moon hangs out. I am in a dimension somewhere else. Wow. Somewhere is not important. When I happen upon this most fantastic scene in gorgeous colors, there is this female goddess in a wet field of grass, very wet, and she's stroking the rainwater with her fingers. She's meditating in Zen style, and the grass blades break above the blue surface water, touch her knees. She is absolutely naked. From a short distance away, I visualize myself in my light body. Oh, wow, in a body of light from a short distance away. And I am attired as a celestial cosmic prince. Well, more than feeling like that, I am a celestial cosmic prince. Oh, what is this hanging around my neck on this golden chain? A jewel, a shining, misting jewel. It's planet Earth on the chain of my colossal light body. Spontaneously, I'm in love with this dreamy female creature. Never have I seen a more gorgeous creature. She moves in slow motion, a molasses bliss. She raises her eyes to catch my eyes. Her moist lips part sensuously, her mystical expression beaming intense love for me. Wow, this is when a new faculty of consciousness begins to function within me, that of telepathic understanding with another creature, in this case, the goddess. She just thinks something, and I hear it in my mind. There is no need to physically utter the words in sound. She hears my thoughts with a similar faculty. Well, in this subliminal way, the goddess explains that she is from 2 other planets, which she wears as rings on her colossal light body fingers, but that she has adopted Earth as her 3rd planet, and she wishes me to affectionately call her Earthy. She says that my meditating so intensely in the attic of the Tibetan monastery really turned her on. She muses, "May I show you some healing ways to help your humanity down below?" Well, spontaneously, we lust for physical sex, to entwine one another in a sultry Kama Sutra tantric merging. Earthy rises up from her knees in the wet meadow of scintillating nirvana. We approach one another, entranced, spellbound by one another. Goddess Earth is already absolutely naked. Mm. So I slowly and seductively remove my royal garments, disrobing, anticipating the cellular fireworks of foreplay. We embrace, but fall right through each other and fall down in the grassy meadow, laughing heartily to ourselves as we realize we cannot make love like they do down on earth, because we have no physicality to our bodies. Rather, we're ethereal bodies, light bodies composed of millions of colorful, swirling sparks of spectacular light in the form only of human bodies. Well, try to picture this. If her hand were millions of dots of red light, and my hand were millions of dots of yellow light, when our hands tried to hold each other, they'd pass right through each other. But as they did, they would make a flash of orange, the exact mixture of red and yellow, and most orange when our hands occupied the same space at the same time. And then the colors returning through all the fading chromatic scale back to the original primary red and yellow. Well, my earth body gets tired in half lotus position. My spine aches, and I reluctantly bid farewell to Goddess Earth. And I come back down following my ever-faithful golden thread and gently implode back in the Himalayas into the attic of the temple and into the roof of my skull. A boy monk is snoring in the attic. I open my eyes. I silently climb down the ladder into the main temple and out the door. Zillions of stars, clear night. I gaze down at the flatlands of India. I can see the horizon of the earth. And for the first time in my life, I see stars below my feet. High Himalayas. Well, the next evening, during meditation, my spirit straight back to the nirvana, meadow, goddess scene. Yeah. Once again, I'm wearing my planet on my necklace in my colossal light body. Earthy wears her 2 planets on her rings of fingers. Yeah, her 2 planets as rings on her fingers of her universal body. We are still very hot for one another sexually. And, but human lovemaking, impossible. No densities to our bodies. So the goddess turns me on to a new trick, a new cosmic maneuver. Well, maybe impart to humanity later. She strips off her clothes and jewelry. I strip off my home planet around my neck, and we put our home planets, the jewelry, in a little Sufi box with opalescent seashells and Islamic patterns all crisscrossed all over it in the finest detail. So Goddess Earthy teaches me how to transform myself into a sphere of light by using my imagination, the power of visualization, floating above the sparkling meadow. And she does the same. And she guides me into slowly merging our spheres of light together into one sphere. Wow, this divine wholeness, interplanetary bliss, profound, integrated intimacy. Worlds beyond mere human sexual union. We're more than adding our life experiences together. Oh yes, the gods and I are multiplying our life energies in an accelerating progression by the power of our 2 spirits squared. Light mathematically squared. Wow, tantric union. More than 2 heads are better than 1. Rather, we become one being with yin-yang aspects. Memories merge too, going back to our current birth in our current forms. Shiva Shakti fused. Wow. As commonly depicted in Hindu paintings. We become a fused super creature of perfectly interpolated awareness and experience. Wow, Shiva Shakti. Sexy, juicy, man, oh man. What fun. And how powerful. What intrigues me now is that none of the jewelry, our clothes, the setting, look Asian. No sign of Tibetan or any kind of Tibetan Buddhist vibrations at all. Rather, our light bodies are attired in interdimensional cosmic garments. I feel mildly guilty about this. I mean, after all, I'm in a Tibetan monastery, eating their food, getting their instructions, but our goddess, human love affair is amorous, serendipitous, mischievous, sexy fun, the polar opposite of serious, institutionalized religion. Well, after this experience, back in the attic, that monkey snoring again. Gotta take a pee. Climb down the ladder. See the stars below my feet. Yeah, I notice a dynamic in my series of meditations, my episodes in meditation. It's that if I do not bring back to earth the wisdom gleaned from the experience in the cosmic realms, the next episode will repeat itself for several evenings. Mm-hmm. And the celestial scenery and won't change. There might be a slight variation with the goddess, but essentially I will repeat the previous meditation. Accordingly, our spheres of white light, erotic interpenetration occurs, repeats for several evenings until my earth body feels and literally cellularly incorporates and absorbs the evolutionary wisdom, and have to apply it practically to my everyday life on earth, or the next appropriate act in the cosmic narrative will not occur. Okay, so my human body gains wisdom. Mm-hmm. My incarnation, insights from the meditation. This is like a key point. My mind, my poor mind, my ego-slaved mind, might not be able to understand at all what's going on. Way out of its depth. But if my spirit feels the experience, then the next scene occurs. Okay. Well, the goddess and I have been enjoying the Kama Sutra, spheres of light, interpenetration, cosmic intercourse, cosmic union, for several evenings in a row, until, what? 2 enlightened horses in colossal light bodies also appear in the nirvanic meadow. Their eyes, inner glowing diamonds, sparkling. We have a telepathic understanding with the animals. What's that, Earthy? Explain to the Earth people a little more how this cosmic telepathy operates. Put it in simple English for them. Okay, all right, all right. A comment about this telepathy stuff. Mm-hmm. The dynamic of it works like this. I suppose that on the 2 home planets of the goddess, there are no human beings, that look like big monkeys, anthropomorphic formed human beings. No, they don't have them over there. And likewise, the down-home appearance of the goddess on her 2 native planets would be unrecognizable to me. She might be a blue mist through my earth eyes. So in these heights of perception, the appearances of the 2 lovers are interrelating, are automatically translated. It just happens. Into forms familiar to each organism according to what they are used to on their home planets. Mm-hmm. To the goddess, I might be appearing as the grooviest, sexiest blue mist she has ever misted with. Let's spritz after the party. I'm talking about an automatic visual telepathy. Telepathic adjustment. Visual telepathic adjustment, not mental, visual. So that interplanetary romance, like, is even possible. Yeah. The same goes for thoughts. Whatever the goddess Earth thinks is automatically translated into the appropriate Earth language, in my case, English, and my thoughts in English are interpreted, translated exactly into a language that she is native to, though completely unintelligible to me. All right, listen up. Get this. This is so far out. Do you think they can handle it? If there is an error in the translation of the telepathic visuals and thoughts between the interplanetary lovers, the lovers spontaneously respond with an instantaneous, automatic forgiveness vibe. To correct the error in awareness without wasting the time to ask for and to give forgiveness. Wouldn't it be great if this instantaneous, automatic forgiveness, telepathic forgiveness dynamic could be brought down to planet Earth? Oh yes, Goddess Earth, our humanity needs your healing touch. Automatic, instantaneous forgiveness. Mm-hmm. Where was I? Oh yeah, these two diamond-eyed enlightened horses appear, which suggests we might be going somewhere, because the goddess and I have kind of gotten stuck on each other so much that we keep interpenetrating our spheres of white light, stuck in the meadow, making cosmic love over and over. Yeah. Which causes my lascivious meditations to extend into the 2 to 3 hour range. Yeah. No, it's so fun. So fun. The horses say to us, Omar wants us to give you the ride of your life to a far-out groovy party. Talk about a groovy translation job. These horses talk like San Francisco hippies. Meet you at Haight-Ashbury. And then we'll go up to your place and take some needlepoint masculine. And oh, let's see here. These horses aren't like Earth horses. For one thing, they don't touch any kind of ground or foundation of anything else. They just kind of float above whatever surface might be beneath them at the time, which makes for a real smooth ride. Yeah. We gallop off, huh? Yeah. That's when, what? A different kind of seeing kicks in for the first time in my life. Since birth. Thanks, Mom and Dad. I've been used to having two eyes, okay? Two eyes in the head looking forward to life on Earth. And even during my out-of-body experiences, my light body, the celestial cosmic prince, body has two eyes only. Yeah, okay. So what? Isn't that what eyes do? Yeah. Oh. I'm watching myself in all of this as if I were sitting in a dark theater, cinema house, seeing myself acting in a film. There he goes, huh? It's that detached. The different dimensions, huh? I am witnessing my cosmic light body from a short distance away, but now riding over that astral ocean on cosmic enlightened horses, my point of view multiplies into having about a dozen pairs of eyes. Like in those Alex Gray paintings, eyes all over the place. What's with all the eyes? Well, this is what it's, I'm experiencing this. 12 sets of eyes, seeing the scene in 12 different speeds and points of view, different vantage points. For instance, when the goddess touches her hair, and, thousands of rays of golden light shoot out of her ethereal crown chakra. Oh, this might take in Earth time like a few seconds. She just said, touch her hair. Well, from another set of eyes, it's in such ultra slow motion that the same movement, just like, takes 2 centuries? I have this much timelessness, really, to supra-microscopically enjoy this incredible casual act of the goddess touching her hair. And that leaves 10 other pair of eyes from 10 other points of view in 10 other speeds. The same single act. Well, just let me tell you, having a dozen pairs of eyes takes a little bit of getting used to. But soon I am tripping out on this new faculty with extreme bliss. Yeah. Watching 2 enlightened horses running like the wind over deep, purple, scintillating ocean. We left land a long time ago. Earth land. Crystal particles of light. Wow. I'm trying to compare it. Earthy, we got to compare it to something they've experienced on Earth. Sunshine Barrel, California, LSD in the day. Okay. And what the kids are doing now all over the planet. Vaping, dimethyltryptamine, DMT. is the only possible comparison between this extraterrestrial, entheogen-free happening, which is deeper, more exhilarating, richer. And you remember everything about it. It's not like, what happened, on that 2CB trip 2 weeks ago. No, you remember every little detail. The next night, back to the horses, ride and fly some more. The difference tonight, Goddess, Earth, and I transform into spheres of white light hovering slightly above the backs of the horses. Mere foreplay to a single sphere of lust, cosmic intercourse, sexual, sizzling, sphering each other. Once again. But the next night, okay. Well, in Earth time, the next night, okay. We fly to the far end of the cosmic ocean. Oh, yeah. No. It's extremely foggy on the coast. Yeah. That's when Omar, an old saint, welcomes us, and he's holding up a glass-hooded alchemical shaman lantern. This guy looks Sufi. Well, yeah. At least he's got a long white beard. Very mellow. I mean, rooming in him could, hang out any time. And for sure, yeah, he's got a long white beard. Yeah. So we say goodbye to our enlightened horses. Wow. And they spirit off. Dense fog. Cosmic scene in another dimension. It's got dense fog. Omar leads us down coastal cliff, away from the ocean, into the interior. And when we get below the fog line, we come onto this sparkling, scintillating green valley. Wow. Bubbling brook, beautiful blue bubbling brook, meandering through the green, intense green valley. And gathered before a banquet table, huge banquet table, are the greatest yogis and yoginis in spiritual history. All the traditions, Christ, Muhammad, Buddha, Shiva, Vishnu, the gods and goddesses. Yeah, mainly the Hindu vibe. This is the banquet kind of vibe. Hindu. And coming up the huge banquet table with the mandarins of spiritual history, like having fun around it. Only come up to the ankles of a skyscraper god, Vishnu, 20 stories high. Wow. Yeah, the banquet table only comes up to Vishnu's ankles. Skyscraper Lord, looming, beaming, protecting. Vishnu's easy to hang out with, like Ganesha. You need some help? Hey, Vishnu, he's your good friend. Well, this god is fanning out instruments and weapons, thousands of them. Goddess and I are liking this. And this is a kind of party, it's so far out we couldn't even dream of this kind of a party. Well, Goddess Earthy, social hit at the party. I mean, she's just interdimensional babe of the ages. Hey, hi, Jesus, what's up? Give me 5, Muhammad. You want to meditate on my navel, Buddha? Yeah, chatting, laughing with the mandarins of spiritual cosmic earth history. She's just like a natural. Well, that's when Omar comes up to me and he says, look, I want to turn you on to a new trip that's going to blow your life away. So just follow me. Leave the goddess here in the, fun of the cosmic party. She's fine. Yeah. And a new trip. You know what? I'm really a sucker for two things in life. Home-cooked meal. Give me a home-cooked meal. Anybody. And a virgin trail. Love new trails. Give me something different. Well, this this is more than different. Okay, so I follow Omar. What's that kind of spooky? To these spooky, twisty oak trees, Spanish moss hanging everywhere, kind of gloomy, dark, claustrophobic, until we come up out of there, above that spooky realm, into the, on top of the primal hill. Whew, way higher than mine. Just, oh, yeah. Oh. And from the hilltop, the sky is pitch black, with no starlight. But in the space sky, about what? Just 2 kilometers above us, above the primal hill, is the source. Look at, to a young fellow like me, I haven't been to too many worlds ever. Okay, the source. I'm trying to match it with something I can relate to. It looks kind of like the sun, the Earth's sun, but if the sun were just like 2 kilometers above the surface of the planet and the sky was dark all around it, and the source is so big, and Omar and I are so close that we cannot see the whole thing in perspective from this close distance. We can only see the small curved part of it that is closest to our faces. But this sunlight, it's not hot or anything. I mean, we bathe in the cool, breezy air. Being face to face with the source of creation is the trippiest in my life. Trippiest scene. I mean, I'm not seeing this like a movie anymore. All my senses of my light body are involved and reacting to this awesome panorama of the cosmos. I have no idea where Earth is from here. Doesn't really matter. Or how many dimensions are interspersed between whatever. Wow, spearing down from the source, infinite rays of light. The primal hill taking millions of spears of light from the source. The universal source beaming down all new forms within these translucent tinted rays. Wow. Extremely texture laden too, like the lovely light in the Greek islands. Well, look, because the primal hill is so snugged up to the source of all creation, the hill is taking infinite spears of light from the source. The source beams down all new forms within these translucent rays, these tinted rays, simultaneously sucking up all dead forms within the same rays. Incredible sight. Oh, and this baby's coming down to the primal till. You know, new plant life, inventions, newly created man-made goods. everything just created. Conversely, I witness all dead forms, dead human bodies, the corpses of animals, non-functioning broken forms, even material as mundane as worn-out scissors, furniture, sucked back into the crucible of the source, floating up within these same rays, which are giving all new forms and all new life to creation. All this worn out stuff recycled back into the crucible of the source. Yeah, I witnessed it all go up and all come down. Oh yeah. The lower jaw of my light body drop down in awe. I witnessed the engine room of the universe visually. It's all visual. I see it with my own eyes. The engine room of the universe operating in full mode operation. Profound. Absolute visual epiphany. Yeah, I've watched the whole process of creation and destruction of all material forms and living forms. Without warning, my body is sucked inside the source, the vast source, and I lose my identity. I become formless in the black void within the source of creation and destruction. No more human body for me. No earth body, no light body. A formless, non-forticating awareness is all that is left of me. And that's not much. This takes getting used to. Having your own eyes, hands, human body. It's a hard habit to break all of a sudden. Good thing I'm a natural-born explorer freak on Earth as well as in subliminal, subtle plane spaces. Because what's that? What is that? I hear Omar in this formless black void. I hear Omar, if I'd had an ear to hear with, I would have heard him say, what? Huh? One word? If I had to summarize the whole history of my life in a word, it would be Srinagar? And with that mystical word, Srinagar, I'm instantly back down in the attic with my earth body on my straw bed launch pad in the attic. No translations, no redirecting myself, forget the golden thread and all that, the cosmic ocean, and what? The other monks are sleeping on their beds in the pitch black darkness. Well, after this, I become obsessed and addicted to meditation. Oh, yeah. I spent less time wandering around the hills, playing my flute. Tuxe's teachings seemed more and more conventional and anachronistic compared to my serendipitous nightlife with Earthy, that celestial party, getting sucked inside the source of creation and destruction. Like I said before, none of my garments, jewelry, landscapes, symbols, and my out-of-body experiences have any resemblance to Tibetan Buddhism. No, none. They are purely universal, interdimensional. I become enchanted with my newfound worlds, and so I begin to meditate in the daytime, too. Astonishingly, a reversal of point of origin is occurring within my nature. Up to now, I've been used to living mostly in my physical earth body and spacing out from time to time. But now I'm spending most time in the other worlds with Goddess Earthy than I am down on Earth. I'm in my light body most of the time, while my animal body rests on automatic pilot in the attic, surrounded by rusted out prayer wheels and tonkas, cobwebbed up. Mm-hmm. The only thing on Earth I listen for anymore is when the Tibetan cook hits the dinner gong. That's the only thing I respond to, because my earth body needs nourishment to operate my marvelous light body. Mm-hmm. So all my various bodies agree that it's sensible to eat some flatbread and have some yak butter tea from time to time. Then straight back to my sleeping place and up through the roof of my skull, the roof of the temple, over the Himalayas, and to where Earthy hangs out in the nirvanic meadow with the brilliant aqua blue water in the grass, so green. Ooh. You might think of this situation as commuting between worlds. Mm-hmm. But my returns to Earth become less and less frequent and shorter in duration, mainly just to have some food. And then I hurriedly commute back to the other world where I'm living almost full time. Well, see, another analogy might be, at first I have my own pad, a groovy bachelor pad, but I encounter this amazing female creature, Goddess Earth. Mm-hmm. And I start sleeping over at her place more and more, just going home to Earth to eat once in a while. Look, the essential world headquarters of my consciousness, my essential reality, is no longer operating from Earth, to the point that Earth seems more and more like what's this Earth body for? High maintenance, somewhat irritating, and mildly irrelevant dream. Now I got it. Flipped out yogis and yoginis seek out hidden, inaccessible snow caves. Why? So they never have to come down.